Hey everybody, I'm Sabrina from ATLYS, and today's video is the first in a series of tutorials about making your own custom click tracks in Logic Pro. A good click track is absolutely essential for confident, successful remote recording and can save you tons of headache and stress during the session, during the recording session, and also in the post-production. All right, so let's jump in. So ATLYS records a ton of music remotely, and the way that we can sound so seamless together is by using carefully constructed click tracks. We record some things that are completely from scratch, just the four of us together, and we also record along to tracks that were already recorded, and sometimes those original recordings were without any tempo control, and so the click track has to be extremely customized. I divided this whole tutorial into series because otherwise it was going to be like hours long. And so this first video is, I think, the most basic. It's going to revolve around the topic of how to switch time signatures within your piece. And there's a few traps to look out for and a little bit of math to do. Don't be scared, it's pretty simple. The rest of this tutorial is going to be a screen share in Logic Pro, and so bear with me with my very rudimentary screen grabbing video skills. Anyway, let's go. The default settings for Logic are BPM equals 120 in 4/4 time signature. If the piece you're recording is in that BPM and time signature, you don't have to watch this video anymore. If the entire piece you're playing is within the same BPM and time signature for the whole piece, you can simply click on the number 120 and it will allow you to manually type in the BPM you want, and also click to change the time signature to what you need, and you'll have it ready to play the entire session that way. But if your piece includes meter changes and tempo changes, here's what you do. Click this little button here and it pulls down your time signature map and tempo map. Let's listen to the click. And so first, just make sure that you have your metronome turned on. So this sounds great, but what if in your piece at measure 8, the time signature changes to 5/8? So you click and select 5/8. If the time signature you need is not there, no worries. All you have to do is click custom and add what you need. I'll show you. And the other cool thing that you can do with the custom time signature is you can insert the subdivisions that you would like within the measure. I'll show you. For this particular piece I'm recording, I want to hear subdivision of 3 plus 2. So I simply type 3 and 2, and boom. Having these subdivisions can make a confusing passage so much easier to record. You can type in just about any subdivision group you want. I did just something random here. I chose 16th notes as the bass, and look at what we got. 1916. Let me know down below in the comments if I'm the only one who thinks this is pretty awesome. Am I just a super nerd? I have to warn you that if your time signature is in complex meter, like 6/8, 9/8, or 12/8, you have to be careful because the BPM is always measured in quarter notes, not dotted quarter notes. The big beats of complex meter, the pulse, is a dotted quarter note, and so that's how we feel it and count it as humans, but the computer doesn't know that. See how when we go from 12/8 to 6/4, the general length of the measure doesn't change, but the pulse is very different. The quarter note stays the same, equaling 120 for both time signatures. But actually, the way that 12/8 feels is with the BPM of 80. That's 2/3 of the quarter note tempo. But don't panic. All you have to do is a simple math problem. Write this down so that you can remember it for later. You take the BPM you want the dotted quarter to be, you divide it by 2, and you multiply by 3. 120, which is our desired BPM, divided by 2 and times 3 is 180. So let's prove it. I'm going to change the time signature to 12/8, and I'm going to increase the BPM right there to 180. I'm going to tell you more about how to do that in another video, so don't worry. And now let's listen to how the big beat between 6/4 and 12/8 stays seamless. All right, well, that is all. I hope I've given you more tools to feel comfortable going in and making meter changes in your Logic sessions for your click tracks, and also just in general empowered you to go into Logic and explore it yourself just like I did when I knew nothing. Do subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified of the next tutorials coming out on making click tracks. ATLYS also has a wide array of other kinds of tutorials on playing string instruments, all kinds of stuff. Also lots of cool music videos, our favorite music videos. So go ahead and check out our page, and I'll see you next time.